Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Lee Grant and welcome back to another video where we are going to be continuing to try to learn a project to be able to help us develop all of those super important skills in back-end software engineering. So first we need to locate which skills are we trying to find, then we do a project to actually reinforce those skills. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a recap because I did this project and I worked on it a week ago, and I can't really remember where I am right now. So let me make myself a little bit smaller. It's this project right here. So there's a lot going on, and I'm going to try to kind of work through what I was doing last week. Now, obviously, I've been building this over the course of maybe like a month or something like that. But the idea is just to try to build this. That way, I am given the opportunity to play with different concepts such as Node.js, Express, REST APIs, databases, both SQL and NoSQL, all of these swagger, right? Like everything that I know is an important skill for becoming a software engineer. I'm trying to kind of if it makes kind of sense and can be integrated into this project, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to push it into it. Then I'm going to do another project as well, which is more Java. So this is JavaScript, but I'm going to do a separate one, which is Java, and try to figure out, okay, well, how do I do those other things that I hear are important for software engineering, such as unit testing, CI/CD, pipelines, all of this kind of stuff. So I was told that that's more in line with Java. So separating those two things. Anyways, let's look at this project right here for right now and try to remember where we were. So I think I did not even close out my server. So this actually might be working. Let's see. Can I do submit person? So person name, I'm going to say person 506. Okay. Now I do submit person, and we get a response saying that it got it. Okay, so our project is kind of working. What we have is right here, we have server.js, and this is dealing with all of the Express pathways. Okay, that's great. We are able to set up different EJS files. Okay. And we have our different paths that we're able to hit from the web page. So the user is able to hit it, and Express sends it over and renders either an EJS file or renders just like a response, like welcome to Node.js, right? Okay. And then I remember that I was also dealing with the databases. So let's see, modules, it was this one right here. So person information, and then find and delete people. Okay. I kind of remember what I was up to. So what I was trying to do is I have a MongoDB database. Now this MongoDB database is storing different collections. One collection is people. Another collection that I'm going to be making is companies. Now, I'm able to come in and, okay, here's this page. This page matches with this EJS file. Now, I should be able to refresh this, and I should see that new person that I created. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Person 506. All right. Cool. So what does that mean? That means that I was able to successfully add this item into my person collection. It also means that this EJS file was able to go in and grab all of the, all of the people in that database. So where is this web page actually getting the people from? Let me trace the URL. People who to delete, okay. People, and then so who to delete, okay. So here's where we find the people in the database. Okay, so I'm acting on that object, which is what? It is a people object, okay? And people is coming from here. This is that schema, which is coming from here, which is this Mongo schema, okay. Now, what happens is I go in and I get that, I have this object, and this object is where the data is stored. So I can find and delete from that. This is like a collection right here. So I can do all of my operations on this object and it reflects itself in the collection, okay? So I do a find, and that returns all of the items. Person name, person age. Okay. So there's two like fields within each item, which is true, okay? Then I come here and there's a person. This is person's name, and this is person age, okay? So now, when I go to delete, am I acting on this all peoples, or am I acting on this people here? Okay, so let's see. I am passing in to EJS. I'm passing into EJS one argument, which is called people, and the actual thing that I'm passing in is all people, which is that list of all people. So that's why I can do this like for loop, okay? And then how am I deleting? I know that I'm going to be getting the ID of the person and matching it with the ID in. So this MongoDB, each time I create a new user, I know it's automatically going to have a ID field which is automatically generated by MongoDB. And I know that what I'm doing here is I'm matching up the ID here with the ID of the actual object that I'm trying to delete. So when I press this, when I press this delete button, it will delete that specific item. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how that occurs and look at that. Okay. So button on click, delete person, and it gets this parameter called person ID, and this comes down to delete person here and ID. Okay. And then I send a request. Oh, okay, so I'm not operating on the I'm not operating on this like all people's object here because this is just a list of people. That's why I was a little bit confused. I'm then sending a request back to this like delete person and passing in a parameter called ID. And then from that, I am probably going to search. Oh, yep, here it is. Find by ID and delete. And I get the parameters of the URL, and I'm looking for the ID parameter, and I pass that in here. It deletes it and then says that either the person is not found or it's been deleted, right? Okay, so now I just need to figure out how does it match up the two IDs. Person ID here. Person. So where is this actually being set? Person.id. So this is just person, which is passed into here. So I take the list, which is the list of people, and I do a for loop, okay, and each time I do a loop, I get an individual person, right, and a member of that ID list, and that person I'm able to access the ID parameter of that, and then create a like div right here with this div has a data ID like tag to it, which associates this div with this person's, even though the person's name is, all of these are like ones that I was doing when I didn't know what I was doing. Hold on, I can just delete all these. So like, there we go. And see, each person has like a ID right there. All right, the next thing that I am thinking about doing is trying to be able to connect collections within the database. So I have people, and I want to be able to also create companies. Okay, and I want people to be connected to companies. So let's kind of do that. So do I even have a company? I do have a company schema, okay. What is this? Users, this is old. Okay, so I have people and I have company. I want to be able to what is this? I do not remember this. So we have submit person, and we have submit company. Okay. Was that this one here? I believe it is. So I am able to create a company, submit company, I get the ID. Which this might be in what, company routes? And I have no company routes, so maybe I didn't implement that yet, possibly. So what happens if I try to go in and create a company? So I'm going to create this company with a market cap of that. Does it... Title error. Okay. Let me try redoing it and see. Okay. Inside middleware function. I believe that is just up here. So if I do this and then do it again, it should... Yeah, there's nothing. So it's just hitting this, like, this line right there. Okay. People and then submit people. Say here. Okay, so people and company. Okay, people routes, company routes. And people routes have all of these, company routes has nothing. Okay, so there we go. There, yeah. So I need to create those routes in this file. And I need to be able to connect people and company together. Fun. Okay. So how am I going to do that? I can just kind of look at here. So I have this express router, okay, and then that's what I'm doing all of my stuff on. Okay, so express router, and now I'm going to have a route. So router dot what do we want to put this as? Do we want to display all the companies? Or let's do one that just we need something that actually creates the database though first, right? So what would that be? Post, I think. Dot post, and then the route is going to be submit company. Is that right? It's going to be submit company. Okay. Like that. And then inside of here, we're going to have a what is the async? Okay. Async here request. Whoops. Request response here comes here to a function. Okay. So now within this, what do I want to do? I want to get that company schema, and so I need to import the schema, right? Import company from, and then where did I store the company schema? So I'm right here, so I need to say go up 1 unit, then go into models, yes, then go into company. Now, do I need the .js? Yes, I do. .js, okay. So now I want to access that. Let's see. Object equals how do we do it here? Hold on. Let's try to figure out that. Like submit people. Okay, so I can. Where do I actually like instantiate the? Maybe it's auto instantiated. So now I can just add a new person to it. Okay. Do I need to so new, I'm gonna call it, okay, so new company is equal to new people, okay. And then request dot body. So what am I passing in here? It should be a JSON or a JavaScript object. It should be a JavaScript object, okay? And then it should come into, okay, so now just await new person dot save, okay. Await new company dot save. Okay. Well, it doesn't like something that I'm doing. Okay. Company schema equals new mongoose schema, which is right here. And then the error is company schema is not defined. But, oh, is it because I need const? Hold on. Okay. Name, industry. Okay. So now, let me try this again. Okay. I don't know if it actually ran. Oh, I should have done like some kind of printing. Console.log. Okay. That. And then let's press this again. Okay, so we did hit this, and we might have a company in there. So now let's try to go and view the company. So I should get a response and okay. Response dot send. Okay, and I want to send company dot find all. Is that it? Company dot find. Can I do this? Like send back all of the so I got an error, which is fine. MongoDB client. Okay. So dot then I get a response and I just log that response. So console log company post request. Do I see that anywhere here? No. Maybe that's log here. Hold on. The response is, okay. Alert. Okay, so alert, the response is here. So this gives back the entire response. So this is what I'm sending back. So I should just give back like a string, but I was hoping to be able to like give back a whole long thing of like, here's all of the items that I found. Can I do like JSON.stringify? I'm just gonna see if this works. I don't know if it will, but like this. Paste this. And stringify this. It didn't seem to like that too much either. Alright, whatever. Let's just assume that we do have data in the database. Did it break here as well? No, I think it's fine, right? Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. So I guess the next thing that we need to do is actually build out something that does like show all of the companies. Is it gonna have to be something similar to this? To this one? Possibly. So this is find delete people. I'm gonna come and create another one called find delete company. EJS. Okay, and then have the exact same thing in here, but I'm gonna change it to be company specific. Okay. Alright, so now we need to go and be able to display this EJS file. It's going to be company routes. So router dot get find company. Do I want singular? It doesn't matter. I don't care. And then this will need to be async as well. Async and then request response. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now what do I want to do? I want to render this find delete company EJS, which I just created, and I want to pass in the company data, right? So response.render. And now I want to pass in find underscore. How do you pass in that EJS? It's a string, right? Find underscore delete underscore company. And I think you don't need the .ejs. right? Let's see. Yep. So it's just like this, and then you pass in the object. So I want to pass in the company database. Okay. No, I want to pass in the company, like a list of all the companies. Okay, so company routes here, and then I want to pass in an object. Okay, what is this object? Companies. And then I need to actually find the companies, right? So, list of companies is equal to, and this is const, list of companies is company here, company dot find. Okay, so I'm going to find all of the companies and then put it in here. So now list of companies, did I autofill that correct? Okay, so that should work, I think. Come here, and now I need to change this to actually be the companies. Let me just load it and see what we get though. So okay, now what was it? Company. Not who to delete, it's this one, find company. No, company. There we go, okay. So we were able to hit that endpoint, and then when we actually tried to render the web page, this web page, we were getting errors because our company schema does not have those actual fields. It doesn't have like age, right? Like person.age. Okay. So now I need to adjust this to conform to the company schema. Yes. So I had it under or lowercase, right? Companies for each. Now, company singular. Data ID is now going to be equal to company .id, and it will still have that, and then we're going to display the company dot name, so we can still do that name. Okay, name. Okay, we don't have an age, but we have market cap, right? Industry and market cap. I actually don't even know what these are doing. Like, what is strong? Something. This is just means bold, okay? But what is this right here? Market cap, I don't know, is going to be equal to company dot market cap, okay. Now industry. With lowercase though. Okay. Company.id. Okay. Delete company. Delete company, and then I'm not going to be doing this one yet. Company, okay. That's fine. We'll keep working on that later. Let's refresh this, see if still doesn't like it. Okay. Companies dot for each is not a function. Okay, so for some reason it does not like this right here. And I guess this value that I passed in here is not it's like list of companies. So it doesn't have, it's not an iterable. Is that right? Oh, do I need the await though? There we go. Okay. Awesome. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies. Okay. None of them have a name, which company.name. Okay, let me try coming in here. So I added a name and a market cap. So something else, okay, and then like this, submit company. We should have it, but okay. So let me refresh this page, see if we get another one. We do get another one, but we don't get the company name display. Okay, cool. So right now we accomplished our main goal, which was to kind of get ourselves back up to speed on this project. And now we were able to get this to at least display, like we are adding something to the database. We're not adding it correctly and we're not displaying it correctly. In the next video, I am going to be investigating, like, okay, well, why is this not displaying the name? How are we having a problem adding to the company database or collection? Is it retrieving that we're having the issue? Is it the displaying that we're having the issue? So trying to figure out like where in this pipeline of events are we actually are having this problem. So that's going to be in the next video. And then in the video after that, I'm hoping to finally be able to actually connect people and companies together. So connecting those databases. Now, thank you for watching this. If you found it interesting, subscribe, and I will see you guys in, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but probably a couple of hours. So see you in that video.